Grocery budget out of control, food costs spiraling, stressing out, worrying if you'll ever get those bills down. Sound familiar? Well, don't worry, because today I've got 5 absolute priorities for you if you need to start saving on groceries in a hurry. In a recent poll, 1 in 3 people said their grocery budget was out of control. And I had a bit of a shudder when I saw that, because it reminded me of a time not that long ago when our own food costs were off the charts completely. Very uncomfortable, very disheartening, very depressing, really, to see how much of our hard-earned cash was evaporating every month. It wasn't as if we were eating like royalty, right? We were just wasting it on takeouts and convenience and God knows what else. Generally making some pretty poor choices. If you're the 1 in 3, today is especially for you, because today I've challenged myself to come up with the absolute priority fixes if things are out of control and you need to make those changes quickly to stem the tide and to start saving money on groceries. My top 5 do now moves to get yourself back on track. There are hundreds of great money saving tips out there, and if you stick yours in the comments, I'll see about pulling together kind of the best of the best in another video. But if I was starting off today and I needed to get my budget sorted quickly, I would start with meal planning. And that is to say, don't do it. Okay, stop planning meals and start shopping by ingredients instead straight away. Now this runs contrary, I know, to a lot of advice that's out there. A lot of meal planning advice saying you should sit down on a Sunday, you should plan your meals for the week, and then write your list. But if you're in a hole with your grocery budget, there's a very good chance that meal planning is actually only going to make things worse by forcing you to stick to this routine that you're actually not ready for or tooled up for. And my way, the ingredients first way, is the key change that brought our bills down very, very quickly indeed. So you basically forget about the meals and you stick to a group of flexible, fresh ingredients bolstered by a decent pantry of like longer life accompaniments. And this does 3 things, okay? Firstly, it gives you options if, or shall I say when, your week goes wonky, because it will. Secondly, it puts you in control because all the ingredients are standard things. They're not weird and wonderful things that cost a bomb and can't be reused for anything else. And thirdly, it saves you massive time before and during your grocery store trip. And that latter bit in the store is especially important right now if you're on the edge with your food budget, because every extra second you spend in front of shelves full of food is an extra second that you risk blowing more money. And 2 very important things to bear in mind with this, guys. Do not worry if you don't know what ingredients or what to do with those ingredients. Here's your starter for 20 right here. And as for cooking them, I suggest this. Stick 5 of those ingredients into Gemini or GPT or Claude or whatever you're using, and you'll have a full set of ingredients that a 6-year-old could follow in a matter of moments. It's really that easy. Probably makes more sense to put ingredients in and ask for a recipe, but never mind. Okay, priority fix number 2 goes hand in hand with number 1. You've got to stop cooking or prepping every night of the week and start cooking once and eating twice. To put that another way, batch cook and batch cook things that you can turn into other things and other meals later in the week. Why is this one of my priorities? Well, it's twofold really. Bulk cooking is way, way cheaper per portion. You're using the same fuel, the same prep time, and often it means you're going to be going and buying bigger quantities or bulk packs at the store, say of meat, for example, and generally they will have a much, much better unit price. So that's part 1. The second part of it is that this habit is going to pretty much kill off one of the most expensive habits that overspenders tend to have. That is the convenience food and the takeouts on the nights when you just can't be bothered, which of course we all know happen. And for most families, running excessive grocery bills, this is typically not a small number. It's a bloody enormous number, guys. So those single serve convenience options that you're buying are generally going to be at least 4 to 5 times more expensive per portion than a scratch cooked meal. And a takeout or delivery, well, then you're looking at upwards of 10, maybe even 20 times the price per portion of something you can whip up at home in probably less than 30 minutes. Just to give you an example of this, last Tuesday, I think it was, I found some ground pork at the back of the fridge that we'd forgotten about. Discovered it just in time before it got up and walked out on its own. So I fried it off with a handful of other very basic ingredients. There was no recipe, just something really simple, and it came out at $1.38 per meal for 8 portions. It was delicious. I've stuck the ingredients actually in the description in case you want to give it a try. Definitely worth having a go at. Point is though, absolutely no way I could have gotten close to that cost through a pre-prepared meal or any sort of delivery option. Now then, this one is going to be hard for some of you, and that's because it really forces you to face up to your not so smart food choices. But it's another one you could be seeing a big impact from straight away. No frills, guys. In other words, you've got to cut out the soft drinks, the juices, the cereal bars, the snack packs, the candy. Anything that is not an essential ingredient has to go immediately. Honestly, this is a priority fix because budgets don't usually blow out actually because of big purchases. They go wrong because of the creep, and the creep comes from the stuff that only costs a couple of dollars here and there. That is the trap. You see, $2 feels like nothing. So often people don't even consider it or count it when they're looking at the receipt afterwards. But add up every soft drink, every yogurt pouch, every snack, and every treat across a year, and you could very easily be shelling out $3,000, even $4,000 over what is necessary to feed you and your family. Now, we're not talking about reducing this stuff, okay? We're talking about a bit of good old-fashioned cold turkey action. Cut it all out completely today. If you're in a hole with your budget, there just is no room, in my experience, for hanging on to 2 or 3 little extras. You call them treats, right? And I know this only too well from personal experience. It was actually little cakes and pastries that we used to buy from cafes and stuff like that when we were out with the kids at weekends. That was what was hitting us really hard. And we found that when we tried to reduce them, it just didn't work. And we crept back up into our old habits again after a week or two. So this one may well hurt. In fact, it's probably going to hurt. You're going to have folks in your house grumbling. Probably want to take a look at this video and see if you can soften the blow maybe with a few homemade niceties instead. But one way or t'other, this one is just one you're going to have to bite the bullet on and strip it all out today. So then, at the heart of priority number 4 is the reality that a fast trip is a good trip. I'm talking here about getting in and getting out of the store fast. People, you'll remember if you've been here before how grocery stores are designed to get you spending more than you need to. That is why they stock tens, hundreds of thousands of products, and that is why they are laid out the way they are. We have special terms to refer to this stuff in the industry, like dwell time and basket building, and they kind of underscore just how important it is to them for you to hang around a bit longer, because that's how you wind up with 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 more items in your cart than you had originally planned. And that is bad news for your budget. Every display, every sample, every end cap, every winding layout that takes you past another 40 things you didn't come in for. All of it is engineered to increase your dwell time and build your basket, i.e. get you spending more money. So, my friends, your mission from today, should you choose to accept it, is to do the opposite. Get in, get out as fast as you possibly can. You will definitely need a list for that, and you'll need to stay focused, right? Maybe pay a little bit more attention to where stuff is in the store so you can do less wandering around, and do not let yourself get distracted by those displays and those end caps. If you can do all that, and look, trust me, once you dial it all in, it actually really isn't as hard as it sounds. But if you can do all that, you're going to spend a lot less money. I absolutely guarantee it. In fact, the only problem you're going to be left with is wondering why on earth you didn't cotton onto this a little bit sooner. We are going to finish off today in the store where the action happens, and with something a lot of people still push back on. If you are in a real pinch and you need to start making savings on groceries today, you have to ditch the big brands, particularly on basic ingredients like pulses, beans, pasta, bacon ingredients, all these types of products that you're going to probably add some flavor to anyway, and which you really don't need to be paying that brand premium for. I know a lot of people think the brands source their products from nicer places or look after their growers better? Maybe some of the time. But there are plenty of examples out there, you can find them on Google very easily, of household brands getting caught out doing things that are not quite as ethical or sustainable as you might expect or like them to be. And on top of that, I can tell you in a great many cases, the brand and the generic product are being processed and packed in exactly the same line, in exactly the same factory. There's often no place that the good tomatoes go where the bad ones don't. All the same, just getting put into different cans with different labels. Now, just be sensible. Don't try and compare premium branded top shelf options with the cheapest generic thing you can find. You know, compare like for like, and you're really going to see how the differential on the price is bigger than the differential on the taste. Huge savings to be made right across the board here. And honestly, you and your family aren't going to notice the difference, certainly not after a week or two. If you need savings though, this is an absolute priority change to make. Now it's over to you. Jump in the comments. Tell me the #1 priority move you'd make to get those food bills down and under control. And if you're ready for it, the 20 grocery lifestyle is waiting for you right here. Well, right up here actually. All you need to go from a stressed out overspender to a Zen-like smart shopper right here in this one playlist. Thanks for being here for this one. I'll see you there in just a mo.